Now, our music, jazz, we're losing it because when I grew up in Harlem, there was like, I used to sell newspapers walking up what they call Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard now, which was called back then 7th Avenue. I used to pass by 20 clubs just walking those 145th, 20 blocks. Close. There was the Red Rooster, there was Jocks, there was the Dawn Casino, there was the Renaissance Ballroom, the Renaissance Bar, there was Smallest Paradise, there's Connie's, there was Count Basie's. My family moved from Harlem to the Lower East Side. And it was down the Lower East Side is when I met all these great musicians. I lived across the street from Jackie McLean. All the guys, all the great musicians lived downtown. I didn't even know that. But my best friend, who was one of Jackie McLean's students, he would just hit me to everything. He hit me to like where to get the mouthpiece, where to get the case for the horn, because I didn't have a case. I didn't have nothing, but I had this horn and I was interested. And I lived 2 blocks away from Slugs. That's the place where Lee Morgan got killed, I mean, all around there, you could walk. I used to walk down the street and see people like Kenny Dorham, Booker Irvin, Pharoah Saunders lived down there. By the time I was 18 years old, I found myself in a lot of trouble, and I ended up getting arrested, and as a result of it, being incarcerated. And while I went away, that's when I did most of my practice. I practiced the whole time I was there.
But let me ask, you can have an instrument?
At that time, at that place, you could have an instrument, yeah. The best thing for me at that time was to be somewhere because all the guys that I used to run with and hang out at that time are all gone. So it saved my life. Music saved my life. The first saxophone player I heard, they used to play Stan Getz all the time when he did that thing with Joe Beam, Desafinado, I learned that too, And then through reading, and then Paul Desmond with the Take 5, that was a big hit with Dave Brubeck. So that was like what I thought jazz was all about. But as I read the back of their records, I found out people that they listened to. So I would just follow the trail. Stan Getz listened to Lester Young and Charlie Parker. I found out who Charlie Parker was. One day I was listening to Charlie Parker. He played Billy's Bounce, I think. On the record, he played Billy's Bounce about 3 times, the same song, 3 different takes. And each take was different. And I sat there and listened, and the level of passion that he had in his playing made a tear come out of my eye. And I was a little tough guy. So if you can make me cry, you're really saying something, And so I said, wow, I wonder if I would ever get to the point where I can communicate my emotions to the point on my instrument that somebody would feel it to the point where they would cry.